Hi, welcome to this video. My name is Adenike Sylvester, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining all the parts that you need to know about Amazon KDP. This video is going to be a long one, but at the end of this video, I am very sure and I'm very positive that you're going to be equipped with so many knowledge that you need to know to put the right attitude into Amazon KDP. So in this particular video, we're going to be talking about these points: introduction to Amazon KDP, who can do this, my experience and advice, sourcing content with AI, formatting content with the VPS the right way, generating optimized book descriptions, designing the Kindle cover, designing the book cover with minimal design, keyword research, publishing the book. That should be here because I also published the book. Live publishing of the book, right? And then what I wish I knew earlier. So this is going to be a long one. I want you to put on your seatbelt, bring that coffee, bring that popcorn, and let's take on a ride. So in this one, I'm going to give you a quick introduction on the KDP, and then I will tell you who this is for, and then I will tell you my experience and advice, and then we can jump into the practicals because this video is going to be all practical. You're going to be watching my screen, do all these things, and show you everything that you need to know on all these points, right? So you're going to just look over my shoulder and you're going to see all the things that I'm going to show you. So Amazon KDP just simply means that Kindle Direct Publishing is a platform by Jeff Bezos where publishers can jump the ropes of having to deal with big publishing companies for their books. So here you can just publish your books directly and your royalties. There is no middleman here. You are in control, 100% control of what you earn. So who can do this? Anybody can do this, right? As far as you know how to write ABCD, as far as you can put contents together, as far as you can create or write a book, you will be able to do this. This can be your main hustle. This can be your side hustle, whichever thing that you want it to be. There are so many people that I know, especially my students, making a lot of money from this, and they are also using this as side hustle. Some of them are taking it as full-time business, and it's making their life fun, right? So my experience and advice is, if you are jumping into KDP, I don't want you to jump into it like you are jumping into something that you just want to do for a short term, right? So this is going to be a long term goal because the book that you publish today can make you so much money in the next 20 years, in the next 50 years, if Amazon KDP is still there, right? So if you are jumping into Amazon KDP and this is what you know that you want to do as a side hustle or as a main business, my advice to you is to be resilient. Don't do it like something you just want to get a quick income from, because that is the attitude so many people do this with. They've tried so many online businesses and they fail, and then they say, oh, I have Amazon KDP left, and then when they come into it, they just treat it as something they just want to do immediately and earn money with it. But this is just like every other business. It needs you to give it time, it needs you to give it your energy, it needs you to give it your resources, and then it needs you to give it your brain power, because this thing is about using your brain. If you do the contents the right way, you are going to reap the fruits of your labor, right? So this is my candid advice to you. Approach it as a business, and some businesses take time. Do not look at your neighbor and say, this person started earning in 6 months, this person started earning in 2 months, this person started earning immediately. Treat this as a business, and you know that your own is different. How fast you earn on this is how good you are and how well you implement what you are going to learn, right? So with this, I want us to dive in. What I want you to do now is to bring out your pen and paper. So the first thing we're going to do in our to-do list in this video is generating AI content. And you should be generating these contents after you've done your research. So your research tells you what to do and the type of book you should be publishing, the ones that are very profitable. You should be publishing something that is profitable so that it will be worth your time, right? So in this video, I'm going to be taking example with, we're going to be publishing an example book with riddles and jokes. So this is ideally publishing for parents, mothers, fathers, young adults, like a present to kids or something they can use to spend time with kids, right? So this is what we're going to be doing here. And like I said, you should be publishing something you've done research on and make sure that it's something that is profitable for you. So what we are going to first do is we're going to generate content for this particular book, right? So You're going to open chat open AI. So this is ChatGPT that we're going to be using for this particular content generation. So when your ChatGPT loads, what you're going to do is you're going to ask it to generate your content. So what you want to do is to make sure to add as much keywords as possible concerning your book. So in this case, I'm going to tell it to generate 300 readers for kids aged 5 to 3 to 9. Generate 300 readers for kids aged 3 to 9. I'm going to just hit enter, and then it's going to generate this for you, right? So it's going to generate both the readers and the answer. And if you're going to look at the formatting stage, when I'll be formatting this book, you can see how I'm going to separate the answers from the questions. So let me stop this generation. So you're going to see how I'm going to separate the question and answer, and then put the answers at the back of the book so the questions can be there. I'm not going to explain all of it now, but you're going to see during the video how I'm going to separate these and put them together as a book. So you can see that it's going to generate your book. So what you want to do is, once this content is being generated, you're not going to use this as it is, because you're not the only one that is trying to make this type of content, and you're not the only one who is going to publish this type of content on Amazon KDP. It's going to be like a lot of people, but what sets you apart is how you put your own contents together and how you also do the other parts of your Amazon KDP, like description, like your keywords, which we're going to also talk about later. And at the end of this video, I'm going to also show you how to run ads for this same book, right? So now that you've generated your content, what you're going to do is to copy out your content somewhere. I use WPS, and I also use Google Docs, whichever one works for you. There's also Reads. So anything that works for you. In my course, I've taught up to like 3 different types of platforms you can actually do this formatting. In some cases, I also use Kindle Create. I have Kindle Create in my system. So if I open my system and I type Kindle Create, so you can see I have Kindle Create here, and I've used it for some of the books that I've also published. So it depends on what is working for you, what is easier for you, and what you find familiar, what is going to make you format this book in this way that you're supposed to format it. Right. So once you copy your content and you've separated your answers, what I want you to do is you put your content together. I'm going to show you how to format your contents, but when your content is ready, you can paraphrase your content and make sure your content is 100% free of plagiarism, because as we all know now, Amazon is doubling down on AI generated content, it's giving a lot of bad reviews on Amazon KDP. And this is for a lot of people who do this without even caring to edit your book. If you generate a content with AI, it is your responsibility to go through these content and make it as good as possible. Edit your content, go through it, make sure that you also know what you are publishing. So when you throw these things out there just like that, it's not just harming you as a person, as a publisher, it's also harming others who are using those type of tools, but also taking care of their own. So what you do is, when you generate a content with AI, I want you to make sure that you're paraphrasing this content and testing those contents to make sure that they are 100% free of plagiarism. How do you paraphrase your words? We have uh, tools like Spinbots. Spinbots can turn all your words into something else, right? So let's, for example, I take this: I am a bird, I can talk, who am I? So I go to Spinbot, I click on paraphrasing tool, and I paste this here, and I click on basic paraphrase. It's going to spin it and give us something different. So if I say I'm a bird that can talk, what am I? It says I'm a bird that can talk, who I. So this is also what you need to be very careful with, because it is not just like even ChatGPT, they are going to warn you somewhere. I think somewhere around the ground. It says ChatGPT may produce inaccurate information about people, places, or facts, and that is just what AI is. AI is not a wholesome stuff that gives you everything accurate all the time. There are times it can also make mistakes or give you inaccurate something. So you need to also be looking at what you're generating. So you can see that now I know this sentence is not long enough for you to start paraphrasing, but what you wouldn't want to put this type of question in your book, who I mean, it doesn't even make sense if you're reading it. So that's what, for something with a larger content, you can use spinbot, and you can also use paraphrasing tool called SEO magnifier. So if you go to SEO magnifier, you can also use this. The goal of this particular exercise that you're doing is to make sure that your content is 100% free of plagiarism, and you should also test it before you publish your book, right? So if I paste what I just copied and I click on paraphrase it, it's going to spin these words, and it says, I'm a chook that can speak. What am I? So a chook, if you click on chook, you can see suggestion like something that is related to it: bird, fowl, hen, chicken. So if you look for chook on the internet and see what it means, a chicken or a fowl, right? So it's replacing that for a bird, right? That is what I'm saying. You need to also I can click on this and it's going to replace it with a bird. I'm a bird that can speak. What am I? So it's about you um paraphrasing it and making sure that your content is 100% free. So you can use uh, ACO magnifier, you can use Spinbot, you can use Qbot. There's a lot of paraphrasing tools out there. And once you're done paraphrasing your tool, you can also check that your content is free of AI, or you can click the 100% plagiarism checker. So this one detects if your work has plagiarism. So you can upload your book if you don't want to paste it here. You can upload your book in the format of text, in the format of docs, in PDF format, and I think RTF. So you can just upload it, click on it, and upload your file, and you're good to go. So, or if you're working on Google Doc, you can just simply click uh your link to the book here, and then it's going to also check your plagiarism. So if there's any plagiarism, you need to focus on where there is plagiarism and change the words in it. But please, it's very important. It's very important that you're checking that your book is free of plagiarism. Make sure that there is no single plagiarism in your book. It is 100% unique, so that you won't have issues with Amazon. So that is a very important. I had to just digress because that is something very important, and I see a lot of people being victims of account banning, being issues. They can suspend your account when these things happen. And now Amazon has a feature that when you're publishing a book, you need to choose if this is written with AI, or a part of it written with AI, or just everything is written with AI. So just be careful of what you're doing, but just make sure that your book is free of plagiarism. The next video I'm going to show now is going to show you how to format your contents, and this content I'm going to format it with WPS, but it's basically the same thing if you're doing with Microsoft Word. If you're using Read, just make sure that your sizes are chosen correctly. If you're using Google Doc, make sure that you're using the right sizes, and we are going to see how that is done. So I need to make sure that the page is properly done. So I'm going to go to size. I'm going to go to more paper sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the paper size that I use for my Amazon KDP. So for the width, I use 6, and for the height, I use 9. And then I go to margins. So for the top one, bottom one, make sure that this is in inches. Then for the left one, I do left 0.65 inches. And the right, the same thing, 0.65 inches. And then gutter width, I have to leave gutter width at 0.2. And then make sure that the gutter position is on the left. Then what's next is to come to layout. Click these two, different, odd, and even pages. And then from the header, I do 0.35 and 0.35. Right, so this is all the page settings that I want for this. I'm just going to click OK. and the page is changed. And now we can see that we have up to 15 pages for this. So that is the same paper settings that we'll have for this. If so, that's the same paper sizes I'm going to do for this one. So you remember 6, 9 for our margins 1 1. Then for the left 0.65, right 0.65. Then for our layouts, different even, odd and even, and different first page. So this is 0.35, right? And this is 0.35. And we hit OK. Now we have 52 pages. So what I'm going to do on this page now is write something at the top of it. So I'm going to also include copyright page. I'm going to include cover page, and that's all I have to do. So I'm going to go to insert. I'll make sure that my cursor is here. I go to insert. I go to blank page or break pages. I can click on break pages and it just moves it to the right. And I can click on break pages again and move it to the right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write how many readers that we have here. So let me check it out again to make sure 390. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I do research for names that are going to be ranking more, or names that are going to be convincing. So how do I do this? So I'm going to go to Amazon. So I'm going to go to amazon.com. Amazon.com. And when I open Amazon, I'm going to, this is just because I'm accessing it from an incognito. It's not anything serious. So I'm just going to continue shopping. And then for this, it's going to show you where you are. I'm currently in United Kingdom. So what I can do is I can change this to US. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to use the postcode for Los Angeles. That's 90001. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to click on books, and then I will write readers. So these are keywords actually. This is also how you can research your keywords. These are keywords that you can use for the book. Well, let's look for readers for keys 8, 9 to 12, and let's see what we have. So you can see how the pages are being designed. This will give you more like an idea of what you have to do. I'm going to click on the first one. This is an advert, like this is a sponsored one. But what I'm more interested in is seeing the names that are written on it and seeing how you can see this one is actually performing really good, and it was done in 2020 and it's still giving this person a lot of money. So if I want to, I can see how these are being done. So I'm going to open one of these to see how, if I'm going to see the cover page. So I'm going to open it now. It says 300 plus brain teasers for clever children, right? So I'm going to go down here and you can see how they designed this. This book belongs to blah blah blah. I think this was done with Canva, if I'm being correct. So this is how this person did theirs, right? This is how they did theirs. But I'm guessing this was done on Canva. So, but I was looking for something like this cover page, but I'm going to have to look at other ones. So let me just come down here and open a link that I'm going to see some of them. Sorry, my network is a little slow. So I'm going to come to jokes and readers. I'm going to come here and open this one. When I open this one, what I want to see is if I can see the cover page and see what is on it. This one says 300 videos on brain teasers, and this is the cover page, right? And this is the copyright page. This is the table of contents. So what I'm going to do is, let me see how this is. Introduction, got readers. So this is more like mine. This is more like the one that I did. Then after you're going to see the answers, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take how this one is, difficult readers for smart kids. So I'm going to more like do a combination of keywords to see how best I can come up with something. So I'm going to play around on my notepad and say readers for smart kids, hard readers for brainy kids, difficult readers for learning improvement, family fun readers. Kids. So I think I'm going to go with difficult readers for family. I think I'm going to go to difficult family fun readers for kids. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this. So I'm going to paste that here. Nope, that's not what I want here. And I'm going to centralize that. I'm going to increase the numbers, increase the size, not as much. And so you're going to, in part of what I taught in the Amazon KDP for all devices course is how to model winning books. So I've chosen my pen name for this book and I'm going to name it, I'm going to answer maths more. Yeah, so this is something that I have to choose strategically because it could be the difference between somebody looking and saying, okay, this looks like what I can buy, or nah, I'm not going to do that. So I want to make sure that I have a consistent font in this book. Yes, I'm going to choose Cambria and I'm going to, for the sizes, I want to make sure that this thing is 100% so I don't give a size that is too much because it's not zoomed in. So this is size 10. I think I'm going to go for 12. think I'm gonna go for 12. Yeah, 12. 12 is actually better in light. So for this one, I'm going to increase it. And then I'm going to make sure that all of them are in capital. Right. So you can press you can press Shift F3 if you're using a laptop. But if you're using a phone, you can just type it in capital letters. Then for this one, I'm going to increase it. Give this a chance. Also give this a chance. Right, so this is how, let me just say if I can increase this a little bit more. I think it's too much now. So this is how I want it to be. So if I want to write an introduction for this, I don't need to stress myself. What I have to do is just ask ChatGPT to do that for me. So I'm going to open ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to write a simple introduction to kids' riddle books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write me an introduction to that book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say write 3,500 word introduction to kids for kids. What am I typing? Write 3,500 word introduction for kids riddle book. So I'm going to hit enter and then let's see what it comes up with. No, I don't want you to write chapters, GPT. I don't want you to write chapters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this introduction and then I'm going to put it on Spinbots or Killbots. So I can just put it here on Killbots. I'm not using the premium version and paraphrase this. I'm just using standard paraphrasing. I don't want to write a lot of introduction. That is why I chose to write the small that I imputed to paraphrase. So I'm just going to paraphrase that. So it's going to change the words for me. And I'm going to go back to my book. And I'm going to insert a new page. For this here. This is going to be for my copyright page. So I'm going to use this copyright words, and yeah, it just depends on what you're writing. There are still some things you can add to it if there are some things you can still add to it if you are writing like a fictional story. So in the disclaimer part, you can now say that all names here are for fun purposes or for um writing purposes, right? But that's for disclaimers and for your copyright. So this is the template that I used in these type of books. So here I'm going to also break the page again, and this is where I'll put my introduction, right? So this is my introduction, and I'm going to highlight it. So I'm going to paste my introduction here. Just make sure that everything is normal. I'm going to make this a heading. Then for these ones, I'm going to make sure that they have the same text as this, that is Cambria 12. You can see that is the same with Cambria 12. So I just need to give it space. Just need to give it space. So 1.5, and make sure that it is properly adjusted. So this is my introduction. So now I'm done with the introduction. I just want to make sure that introduction is on the right. Right, so I'm going to put it on the right. I'm just going to insert another page. Yeah, so for this one, I'm just going to put a blank page. So now we have our complete readers. The last thing that we need to do is to bring the answers to this part of the book. So now that this is the last reader, so we're going to give like a space. So I'll break this page, and then we can bring in this one. Let me make sure that it's the same fonts, and 12. Oh, I think I'm editing just one. So make sure that you give it Cambria just to ensure uniformity. And the font size will be 12. Yeah, and 1.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come to this last part. I want to give like 2 spaces, and then I'm going to paste this. Right, so this is our answer. So I've intentionally misplaced some answers just to give them a little bit of a challenging exercise, but I've also noted it on the book. So please note that some answers have been intentionally written wrong with the corresponding numbers. Think and write the right corresponding number. So yeah, this is the complete book, and it's 86 pages. We can also take this a little further by adding who owns this page type of graphic, so that whomever this book is bought for will have more like a sense of belonging. So we're going to come here and say this book. Nope. This book belongs to, and we center this, and we bring it down. So I'm going to look for a little cartoon. So there are platforms where you can get your copyright free images, because sometimes when you publish a book with a copyrighted image, you're going to get a message from Amazon. So I'm going to write something like brain. Let me see the images of brain I can get. Or I can search for cartoon with brain. Let me search on pixels. need to remove the background of the image so it doesn't interrupt us. So I'm going to use remove.bg. I'm just going to upload the image and it's going to automatically remove the background. So now that we have our book ready, we want to design the first uh, Kindle cover design. So the Kindle cover design is something like this, something that shows when you browse this or when you see this on Amazon KDP. So what we want to do is achieve something like this or something like this because it's a little shouty and attractive. So what we want to do is we're designing a 6 by 9 inches book. You have to come to this custom size. When you come to custom size, you're going to input the size that you want. So you're going to go with 6 by 9 and just make sure that this is on inches, right? This has to be on inches or um you won't get the sizing correctly. So I'm going to click on design. So I will go to this place and then rename it what's it called again? Reduce 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 cover design. So I'll leave it at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to um, zoom this part in a little bit, and we are going to be modeling. I'm going to be modeling one of this. I'm going to be modeling this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the color. What I want to do is I'm going to choose my eyedropper tool. I'm going to click on this yellow. So when I click on the yellow, I go back here. I click on the work, and then I come back to the color. What I do is I click on this plus, and then for this color code, I put the color. That's our yellow in. So what else do we need to do? So we need to achieve this other two colors just above it. So I'm going to choose the eyedropper tool. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click on it. So I'll go back to our work. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements. When I go to elements, I'm going to find something that looks like that. So I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to click on see all. And I'm going to look through to see if we can see something that looks just like that one. It doesn't have to be exact design because we're not using We're not using like a sophisticated design software, but we're going to do the much we can in this design. So what we can do is we'll pick this shape and then we'll drag it up here. Just make sure that it's touching the top just like it's doing on this particular one. So we resize it and then we rotate it somehow. Resize it, resize it, resize it. So the color is going to be, you can actually play around. I'm just giving you how you can work on this. You can actually play around with colors and you work on what fits your need. We're going to drag this a little down. And then we're going to add a line, this type of line. We're going to make it align with the line straight with this one. Just going to drag it down here. Drag this one up here. Then we can increase the weight a little bit and give it some another color. You can take the color too, and if you don't have eyedropper tool, you can just go to Google extension store and search for Colorzilla. So this is the color that I use, Colorzilla, and you can use that for making sure you take the accurate color in whichever file or whichever web page that you want to, in case you're working on any other thing. So I'm going to change the color. I'm just going to come here, compute color, I'll paste it. It's not exactly perfect like we wanted, but this is just for example. So it's coming along, and let's see what we're working with. We can also have this one done by duplicating what we've already done and changing the color. So we're going to come here, take this color. There are times that when you replicate the exact same thing, you might get an email from Amazon. So I'm going to duplicate this and drag it down here. Let me just make it in a small way. And then change the color. I can give it a different color actually. So let me see another color that is common with this niche. You can see red is common with the niche. So I'm just going to give it red and see how it fits. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to give it red. Red is not bad actually. I'm going to copy this one too. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm duplicating by pressing Ctrl D. That's double. And this one I'm going to, let me see another color. Sometimes they just like colorful stuff. It gives them, it takes that attention. So that those colorful one takes that attention. So I can see if I can give it this color. Let me see if I can give that color. See how it looks. Well, it's not bad. I'm going to remove the margin line and see what it looks like without the margin line. And so view settings, margins. Right, it's not bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to input the name. The name is difficult family phone readers for kids. Difficult and fun family reader. I'm just going to use difficult and family phone reader for kids. I'm going to take this, copy that, go back to my work. I'm going to add text and I'm going to add subheading. I'll paste this in, right? So I'll make sure that it stays in the center. I'm going to see how these ones are, right? So I'm going to come here and I'm going to remove this one and bring this one up here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the font type and the font size. So I'm going to come to Canvas and click on it. Then I'm going to find something that will look more like something that is consistent with the niche. Let me say Comic Sans. There's also a tool that you can use to know the font type that was used. This is in one of the tweets that I made some time ago. So you can check out the tweets. So you can check out the tweet and see the tool that you can actually use. My handle is at Adonikesly on Twitter. Right, so you can see in one of the threads that I make about Amazon KDP, that tool is listed there, so go check it out. So I'm going to go to difficult and I'm going to increase the size so it's pronounced just like that. And I'm going to give it this color. I'm going to change the color. Come here, paste. Nope. I'm just going to copy this one. So we're going to try that again. So I'm going to change the color. I'm going to paste it. Difficult and fun. So I'm going to take this here. Difficult and fun. So I'm going to Ctrl D and write and bring it down. So I'm going to bring this here. Then I'm going to Ctrl D for fun. But this font is going to have a different color for fun. I'm going to make this white. I'm going to make this white. So I click on white, difficult and fun. So this is supposed to be difficult and family fun. So first of all, before you start designing, you need to check your book pages. How many pages are there in your book? And then this is how you can determine the size of your cover. To calculate this, you can type Amazon cover calculator. I can spell calculator. Uh, calculator. So when you type this on Google, you can click on the first one, KDP cover calculator. When you click on it, so it's going to bring you here. So we're going to check how many pages our book is. So you can see here that our book is 86 pages. So we're going to minus the first one, that's the cover page. So it's going to be 85. So we're going to come back here and we're going to choose paperback. The first that we're going to publish is the paperback. The interior is black and white. We choose black and white. The paper type is white paper. Then tone is left to right. And then your measurement units should be inches. So inches. And trim size, which is 6 by 9. And then the number of pages, we type 85. Then we click on calculate dimensions. This is the size that you're going to design your cover for. We have the full cover for 12441 to 925. And so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go to Canva. So when I open up Canva, I'm going to input the custom size. To do that, I'm going to click on custom size. That's one here. When I click on custom size, I'll first of all change this to inches. And I'm going to input this size here. That is 12441,925. 12441,925. Right? And then I'm going to click on create design. So it's going to bring out a design with that particular size that we've chosen. Name it reduce cover. I just click enter. So I'm just going to zoom this in a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to make this a yellow page. Yeah, so I'm going to make this a yellow page. So the first thing is to change the color. So I'm going to click on the object and then I'm going to choose this color. I want to give it a yellow background. I want to give it this yellow. But if I want, I can also take the yellow that is being used here. I have to do is copy this page and open it where I can use my Google extensions. So I'm going to open that link here. When I open the link here, I'm going to take my eyedropper tool. I'm going to click it and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click it. So when I click on it, it's going to copy. So what I want to do is go to my covers design, click on this color. When I click on this color, what I want to do is I want to be able to add the color that I just copied. I'm just going to click on this plus button and then on this color code I'm going to paste. So this is the color. So all I want to do is I want to download the size guide so that I can use it to know where the spine is. I'm going to click on download template. When the template is downloaded, it's going to be a zip file. So I'm going to download it. So when it's downloaded, I'm going to unzip this. So when I unzip this, I'm going to take the picture part of it. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to extract this one. I'm going to extract it to my downloads. And when this is extracted, it's going to be on my downloads. When I go back to Canva, I'm going to click on uploads. And I'm going to click on upload file. And when this is coming up, I'm going to see this paperback. So this is what we just extracted. I'm going to click on it. And it's going to upload. So I can just click on the paper and it's going to come to this place. All I have to do is drag it to the endpoints, make sure it gets to the end point. And then I'm going to reduce the transparency. So what I want to do is to make sure that I'm designing anything I'm designing on this path, right? So the next thing to do is, what I like to do is to separate it with something. I'd go to elements, and then I pick something like this. I rotate it, make sure that this where it's saying it's 9 is on 90%. So that means you turn it 90 degrees. So I'm going to put this up, I'm going to put this up. Then I'm going to increase the thickness. I'm going to increase the line weight. So I like to make it 30 and leave it at 30. So the next thing to do is import the design that we've done and exported. So we're going to go to uploads, and we're going to upload that PNG format. This is the PNG format, and we're going to bring it up to this side. We're going to bring it up to this side. Just going to place it at this top and then drag this part down. And I will drag this part down. Just want to make sure it fits in front of that. So what I will do is I'm going to delete this part, and I'm going to delete this part. So I'm going to make this color look alike. So I'm just going to use my eyedropper tool. I'm going to pick my yellow, and then I'm going to change the background of the original work to match with the cover design. Yeah, so this matches now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this as a PDF print. That is what we'll be using for our Amazon KDP publishing for our paperback. So go to PNG here and then click on PDF print. So that is the best for printing, because this is going to be printed, unlike the previous one we designed. This is just for Kindle devices, for readers or people having to do these redos on Kindle devices, but this is going to be printed and shipped to the customer by Amazon, so it needs to be on the best quality. So we're going to download this, and now we have a copy of our Kindle version and we have a copy for our paperback version. So the next thing to do now is to make your keyword research, and I'm going to show you how to make your keyword research. Now that we have our cover design ready, the next thing to do is to make keyword research. And so the tool that I use for keyword research is Publisher Rocket, and I also use Amazon KDP website itself. It depends on what is easier for you to use. So if you have other tools like BookBoat, like Keyword Dominator tool, there's a couple of them out there. So you can make use of any tool that best suits your need. In my course on Amazon KDP, I taught about many other types of keyword research tools that you can use for your book research. So this is what Publisher Rocket looks like. We want to make a keyword research, and one of the methods is to use this keyword search here. When you click this, it's going to bring up a window like this. So what you want to do is to type the keyword, the main keyword of your book. So let's, for example, we are publishing Readers and Joke. I can come here and write Readers, just one keyword, and I will leave it at Kindle only. I'm also going to do a research on book keywords, right? I'm going to write Readers, and I'm going to click Go Get Them Rocket. And this is going to analyze this keyword amongst the other books on Amazon KDP. So what I want to do is to click on search, these search buttons here, to see the data on these keywords. So I'm just going to click on search. So this is how Publisher Rocket's data looks like. So you can see the average pages on this keyword is 393, and we have number of competitors is more than 1,000. The average price on this for Kindle is 6, and average monthly earnings is £1,700.
This is pretty competitive, but it has a very good average monthly earnings. So it has a competitive score of 65, which is average and is not bad. You can see it says moderately competitive. Something like this is very competitive. So reduced for smart kids. You can see this is actually competitive and it doesn't bring a lot of money. So probably might not be using this, but you can see that it brings a great number of searches on Amazon on a monthly basis. So what I'm going to do is this has less than 100 searches and 370. So this is actually a good keyword. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this with number of competitors. Let me see. Let me just mellow it down. Let me just tone it down a little bit. And this one has one competitor. Uh, Average price is £16 and average monthly earning. Uh, Two competitors, £5, $5, 1,339. And let's sort with competitive scores. I want a small competitive score. So this keyword has low competition. So you just dabble around, and what I use to the criteria that I use is a number of competitors, estimated searches, and average income, right? Sometimes competitors might be too much, but the other parts of your book should make up for this selection. The other part of your book should make your book the one the buyer should or the reader should select. And number of competitor is very important, but then also make sure that you're having quality content and your cover makes up for other part of your book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tone this up. So this makes average $30,000 on a monthly basis, and average price is $8. A number of competitors. So this is good, and yeah, it doesn't have enough searches. But then what this tells you is people who are actually using these keywords are active buyers, right? And so is this one. Is number of pages 449, 14 competitors, £8, $8. Average monthly earnings $18,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the keywords that works for me. So I'm going to select Riddles of the Heart, right? And I'm going to select AG Riddle Lost in Time, right? And I'm going to select this Quantum Radio AG Riddle. I'm going to select that. And I'm going to select Lost in Time AG Riddle. And I'm going to choose this one. So those are the keywords I'm going to choose for the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to my Amazon KDP dashboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and then I'm going to go to kdp.amazon.com. I want to log into my Amazon dashboard now to publish this book now so that you see how I publish my books. So this is how your dashboard is going to look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come and click on create. And when I click on create, you're going to see the different types of book you can publish. You have the ebook, that is the Kindle. You have the paperback, and then you have the hardcover. So I'm going to click on Kindle first. Let me create ebook first. This type of book, this type of readers performs better when you publish it on paperback. But then let's have the book on different versions, because different versions means that this is available in different uh, um, just in case the customer doesn't want the ebook Kindle, the person can also get the paperback, right? So it's always good to have your book in different covers. So the book title is what you named your book. So I'm going to come here and just to make sure that I'm not going to make any mistake, I'm going to, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as the title and I'm going to use this as the subtitle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'll come here and I'll paste this. And for the subtitle, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Right. So subtitle is optional, but what I advise is you also use your parts of the name of what you want your book to rank for to use as subtitle. So you can see riddles here, you can see child's brain, you can see family fun. So these are, it might seem irrelevant, but this is actually performing as keywords ranking for this particular book. On this particular, this is the primary author, the main person for the book. The main person for the book. So if you wrote this or you collaborated with someone for this, you can also add their names here. So I'm just going to add the name of the author. So we're going to add Max Moore. So that's the name. I don't have any contributor to this. So I'm just going to ignore this. So for the summary,
So what we want to do here is generate description for Amazon KDP book. So I'm writing a book on riddles and jokes for kids, and I want to generate the description that I will add while publishing the book. And this is how you can generate this with ChatGPT. So once you load your ChatGPT and you come to this, it might be different for you because I'm using an extension, I'm using a plugin. So the interface probably isn't the same as yours, but it's basically the same ChatGPT, right? So if you come to this, the prompt or the question you're going to ask GPT is generate, sorry, generate 300 word description, 300 word SEO description for Riddle's book on Amazon KDP. So once you put this prompt, you're just going to watch it. So once you do this, you're going to watch it generate what we'll call a short description because you already told it that you want 300 words on this particular stuff. So on Amazon KDP, you're giving more like 4,000 words. So this is actually a tip on the iceberg. You can generate something more jam-packed. But I just like to keep it 300 because people just want to read through immediately and just know if the book is their best bet. So I just like to keep it under 300 words so that it will be as short as possible. All we want to do is copy this out and then edit it so that it will fit our book. It is very wrong if you copy this word for word and put on Amazon KDP on your book because it's not going to be tailored on what you have written. So it just still depends on how you can do this way, or you can also do the route of doing research on Amazon KDP, seeing the descriptions of books on readers. Let's, for example, I open Amazon KDP. If you want to do this, please do this on incognito tab. I'm going to go to amazon.com. And when this loads, what you're going to see is this screen. What you're going to see is this screen, and this is my default location. So I'm just going to change it to the US because that's mostly my primary target audience. So I'm going to enter a postcode, a zip code for US, and then I'm going to click apply. So it's going to change the location of the things available for the location that I've chosen. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to choose books. I'm going to choose books. And when I choose books, I'm going to write readers and search readers. We have readers for adults, we have readers, blah, 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 blah. So you can see this bestseller. Let's see what this book is saying in the description, and then we can model our own and know. This is another way of doing it if you don't want ChatGPT to generate something for you, right? You can see this book is series. So this is book 1 of 7. This is book 1 of 7, right? So you can see, read more. So you can see the description on this book. You see it's not much. It's still around that 300 word or something. So let me just Google word count and see how many words are there in that particular book. So I'm just going to copy the words out. So I'm going to copy the words on it. When I copy it, I'm going to go to word counter. You can use this website, wordcounter.net, and I'm just going to paste this here. And you can see that this is actually 197 words, right? Is as short as possible. People don't want to read up to 4,000 words. That's why I generated just 300 words. You can generate something with less words. The point of description is to sell your book in few words as much as possible, right? You don't want to start writing big sentences and long sentences. You just want to tell people that this is what they need and they need to buy it right now. So we can see that this is the short description of this book, right? So if you want this type of description, you can actually copy this and paraphrase it with Qbots, or you can paraphrase with any other paraphrasing tools that I taught in the Amazon KDP for all devices course, and you can actually use this. Just edit it and make sure that where they wrote things that are concerned with this book is changed to things concerned with your book. But this is also how to do it, right? You can look at up to 10 descriptions for 10 different books and know the patterns that they've followed. Just make sure that those books are niched down and they are best-selling books or books that are ranking very well. So that's another way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy what ChatGPT gave me. Probably not going to use everything, right? So I'm just going to copy this just here, and then I'm going to open this new document here from my notepad, and then I'm going to read this and edit it. So I'm just going to do it real quick. So this is our finished product. We are done with the description. What we now what we are now left to do is to actually paraphrase this to make sure that we are not plagiarizing. So we don't want them to say that we are copying anybody or AI generated this, because if somebody else comes to ChatGPT and has the sense of asking the same question, he's probably going to get the same answer but different words or just different replacement of words here and there, but it's basically going to still be the same. So you just want to paraphrase this. So to paraphrase, I'm just going to head over to Qbot, and I'm just going to head. There are other tools that you can use. There are free tools that you can use, and there are other tools that you can actually use for this paraphrasing, which I also bundled into this Amazon KDP for all devices course. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to use Qbot. So what we're going to do is to copy what we've done. I'm going to press Ctrl A, Ctrl C. When I paste my text here, it's saying that it's more than the words. So I'm just going to copy out from this point here. I'm going to paste it here. Cut this one. So we're going to paraphrase this. We're going to click on paraphrase, and let's just let it do the work and change this whole sentence. But when this is done paraphrasing, I'm going to also make sure that I change the names of the book to make sure that it conforms with what is on the cover and what is on the title page, because if you don't put the same thing as what your book's name is, Amazon is probably still going to send you an email that there is uh, inconsistencies in your work and it's going to be double work for you. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is in order. So what I'm going to do is done paraphrasing. I'm just going to copy this and come here and paste it. And this, we're just going to paraphrase this one. I'm going to paste that here, and we're going to paraphrase this. So now that we're done with this, we're just going to copy it again and go back to the one and paste this. So what you want to do is to read through these things and make sure that they are all in correct sentences and words, and make sure that your book's name is still the same. You can see that it's still the same, right? So what you want to do, once you're done making sure that everything is the way you want it, you just copy it. And what you want to do is to change this particular thing to HTML. This is because HTML tags rank better with Amazon KDP. If I go and paste it ordinarily on Amazon KDP, it's still going to work. It's still going to publish my book, but it's not going to rank as much as if I convert all this to HTML code. So how do I do this? I just go over to Kindlepreneur, Kindlepreneur. So Kindlepreneur is a platform that provides advice, provides techniques and all. He's actually the owner of the software that I also use for my Amazon KDP keyword research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on apps. I'm going to go on apps and I'm going to click on book description generator. So I want you to scroll down, make sure that your book is on Amazon. There's different types. So you can do this for Kobo, you can do this for editorial reviews, you can do this for Barnes and Noble. But what your concern is on Amazon. So I want you to come to description and you paste the text that you have. It's going to come up with this that you shouldn't worry about that. Just click on OK and then scroll down and you can see your book. You can format this here now. I want you to know that there are important things you should note about your description. That is number one. You need to call attention to this particular description, and you do this with a heading that is bold. And then you also do the importance of list. List makes everything easy to read and it draws attention. And you also need trigger words. Trigger words can be a verb or an action word. You also need a good call to action. Tell people that they need to buy this book if you're going to increase your price at any time. So, but it's also good to let people know this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolden this one as my introductory word that is going to catch somebody's attention. So if you want to bold this, I want you to come here and click on bold, and you can see that the sentence is now bold. And I'm going to bolden and italicize this one. So I'm going to click on italics and I'm going to click on bold, right? So I'm going to also bolden the name. You can see how I strategically put the names more than once. This is also good for SEO on Amazon KDP. You need to rank very well when they actually search for these words. So I'm going to also come at the last point of it, and then I'm going to write. So once you finish, you just have to click here, and you also have AI that can help you improve this. So it says which category is your book is a non-fiction, but if you're writing a fictional story, you can also click on fiction. So I'm going to click on non-fiction, and it's going to craft another description for me. Just 1 second. So this has finished generating for me. You can see how it also made this one strong. Strong is same thing as bold if you are familiar with HTML and CSS. So you can see it broke the line, that is it gave space, and then this one too. And you can see it came here and gave it bullet points, right? And you can also see that it came here and broke the line. So this is also something good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this just as it is, and then I'm going to go to Amazon KDP. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to paste this. So once I paste this, you can see that it's mumbo jumbo. You just write in the same code. So what you want to do is click on source, right? Click on source and click on source again, and it's going to give you what you are looking for, right? So you just want to format this properly. So this is our ready description now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bold on this one. I'm going to decrease this line space, and I'll also bold on this one. Right, so and you want to make sure that you own the right, and you hold the necessary publishing rights. And does it contain sexually explicit images or title? No, this does not. So if you have reading age, it's optional to put this, but sometimes Amazon tends to recommend it more when you choose like a range of the age that you want this to show for. So I want to choose minimum of 3 years. And for a maximum age, I'm going to choose 12. And primary marketplace, you want to leave that on Amazon.com. And for the categories, I'm going to show you how I also browse for categories. So when I go to Publisher Rocket, I go to category search. And once I click on category search, it's going to ask me if it's book or Kindle or Audible. I'm searching for Kindle, so I'm going to select Kindle on this particular search. So I'm going to select Kindle, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write readers here, which is like the subject of the book that I'm writing. So you can see these two categories are appearing for Kindle. So you can see this is the sales that you need to make to be the bestseller, and this is the sales that you need to be the 10th bestseller on this category and niches. And this is the number of large publishers that are on this particular niche. And this is the percent of books under Kindle Unlimited. So you can see the category path: Kindle Store, Kindle eBooks, children's books, humor, jokes, and riddles, right? So you can click on Insights. When you click on Insights, it's going to give you more data on this particular category. You can see monthly sales of 30 bestsellers, right? So this is going to tell you, okay, this is actually a good category or a good niche to a good category, a good niche path to publish your book. So I'm going to do is I'm going to select C related categories. And so if I do that C related categories, you're going to see related categories that particular book that you're publishing. So you can now select which one is your best bet on that particular category. One of the criteria that you can actually use to pick in a good category is the sales to number 10 and the sales to number 1. I don't really mind on the large publishers and the Kindle Unlimited. So I just based on sales to number 1 and sales to number 10. So this means I'm going to choose a few good categories for this, and this seems like a good one. I'm going to choose Kindle ebooks, rumors, entertainment activities, puzzle and games, and then quizzes. So this is actually how you can make good category research. You can also use other tools on the internet. I have like few tools that I taught in my Amazon KDP for all devices course. So it's all there if you want to also find other ways to do category research. But this is just like a simple minimal way to just do it. This is just for learning purposes. That you can see that this didn't take us up to 2 minutes to just round off on this category research. So what you want to go is to go to Amazon KDP, and you can choose this category. So I'm going to go to category. I'm going to select one of the categories. So I'm going to go to humor and entertainment. Under humor and entertainment, the subcategory is I'm going to choose activities, puzzles, and games. Under that, I'm going to choose quizzes, right? So I'm going to choose quizzes, and then I'm going to choose activity books. So you're meant to choose up to 3 categories here, or 3 niches here. So I'm going to choose activity books, quizzes, and then I'm going to choose logic and brain teasers. So these are the 3 niches that I'm going to choose. And then what I'm going to do is to save categories. So once these categories are saved, you can see if you click here, it's going to take you to Amazon's websites on that category. So for our keywords, we've already done our keyword research. It's just to simply enter them here. So once you're done, you're going to click on save and continue. So this is the next stage. It's just 3 stages. This is where you provide your Kindle ebook details. This is where you provide your Kindle ebook content. And this is the last one. This is setting the price for your book. So it's recommended sometimes that you put this in KPF format. If you're using a laptop, you can actually download the software. It's called Kindle Create. I have this app and I've used it so many times. So you can actually use it. So once you're done, I'm going to upload the book. Click on upload manuscript. There are sometimes it's going to warn you that Word documents are better than PDF because PDF doesn't produce good quality results after it's been analyzed. You can actually upload your documents just like that, or for best, you can do this in KPF or EPUB, right? So our manuscript is uploading now. We can upload our cover. This is because we've designed it already. If you want to use Amazon KDP Creator to do this, you can just launch the cover creator and have this designed on Amazon KDP itself. But because we've done this on Canva, we can just simply upload it. And you can only upload JPG and TIFF only. I like JPG because it's better for quality. So I'm just going to click on upload and I'm going to go on downloads because we did it on. So I'm going to upload this, and yeah, it's going to tell you that your is missing table of contents, right? We know that we intentionally avoided the table of contents because it's not the type of book that we want to include table of contents. But you can actually do this just by including the cover. You include the introduction, include the copyright page, and then you include the main body of the book. So now that we are is done processing, so it says file processing complete, and this one is done uploading. So it says well done, your manuscript does not have spelling errors or image issues. So you can just launch previewer and wait, let's see how it looks like. So this is what it will look like on Kindle devices, right? So now that you're back here, you can just simply click on save and continue. So I don't want to make this video so long. There is a pricing model. That's how you price your book. You don't just put any figure that you want in your book. You just make sure that your book is relevant, competitive, and has correct pricing. So I've laid this down in my Amazon KDP for all devices course where you just learn how to model prices and make sure that you're doing the correct thing. Books in this I'm not going to enroll this on KDP Select at the point. I'm just going to see how it performs and then I'll try it. uh I'm going to just be flexible with my selections. So what I'm going to do is the pricing model for this book is around 299, and so I'm just going to choose 299. And so if this is the royalty that I'm going to be getting from this book, right? So it differs from countries, and you just click on publish your Kindle ebook. So once you click on publish your Kindle ebook, this is going to publish this. It's going to be pending because it's going to be reviewed. And when this is reviewed and approved, you're going to get an email for it. So you can actually go ahead and start creating for the cover now, which I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create paperback, and it's just same process, right? Just same process. Just uploading the paperback version of it, which is the PDF that we did. So it's going to show you exactly the same thing because you've already done this on the Kindle side of it. So the only thing you need to change is change the categories, change the keywords, because sometimes keywords are different with paperback sale with other type of categories. So you just make sure that you're doing the right thing. So this category, I'm still going to choose humor and entertainment, and I'm going to choose um, puzzles and game. And for puzzles and game, I'm going to choose um, I'm going to choose brain teasers, I'm going to choose quizzes, and I'm going to choose puzzles, right? So I'm going to save categories, and then I'm going to come down here. My book is not a low content book. My book is not a large print. So I'm just going to ignore those ones. I'm going to click save and continue. And when this is saved, this is going to take me to the other page for the title content. So once the title content loads, I'm going to click on assign me free KDP ISBN because we are not publishing with a company. This is self-publishing, so it's just instant ISBN. So we're going to come down black and white interior with white paper, and then we're going to come here. We're going to choose 6 by 9, and then we're going to upload our manuscript. This is the same manuscript, right? It's not something different. You have to make sure that it's the same thing. So you create, upload this, and once this is uploaded, you upload your cover, which is the print ready PDF that we did on Canva. You saw how we designed it. So we're going to click on this upload, and then let's upload our print ready PDF. So we're going to go to downloads, and we're going to click on reduce cover, and this is going to upload. So when this is uploaded successfully, there is no box on it, so we're just going to launch previewer, and we're going to get this, your device window is blah 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 blah. We're going to just click on continue, and it's just going to load our quality check. If there is anything wrong with the book, this is where it's going to show us so that we can adjust our content and then re-upload this page. So it's going to check all your book and see if there is any issue. If there is a single issue with your book, it's going to tell you that this is where the issue is so that you can sort it out. But you can see it says no issue selected because we don't have any issue on this book. And you can see everything is in line with what is how it's supposed to be. And this is achieved only because we chose to follow the guidelines, did the measurements, and did the things that we're supposed to do, right? So once we're done that, we're going to click on approve. This is going to approve the content of our book. So I'm going to choose on, yeah, we've already done this. So you can see that your book is, the cover is showing now, and we can, this is what is going to cost to print the content of this book. And we're going to click on save and continue. And once we click on save and continue, and we're going to make sure that our book has worldwide rights, that we're going to sell it in all territories, and we're going to choose the price for this. So I'm going to go with $5.99. I'm going to choose $5.99 for my paperback. If you remember correctly, we chose a different price for our Kindle ebook. So I'm going to just click on publish my paper book, and once my paperback is approved, I'm going to get the email. You can see that our Kindle ebook is on review and our paperback is on review. So this is how you just create easily a book that is capable of making you a lot of money on Amazon KDP. I'm also going to use this book to run ads, so I will show you how to run ads on Amazon KDP. And this is about just a standard product ad. So we're going to run ads for one of our books, and this is just for sample, just like all this video. This video, the content, everything is just for educational purposes, right? If you're doing your own, I want you to do more of your research. Do your research, do your own research, and make sure that you're publishing something that will be very profitable to you. Right, so I'm going to run ads for one of the books that we've been using for this particular video. So this is what we did. It's been approved. The book is live. So we're going to click on promote and advertise. You can either click this place or you can click these three dots and also click promote and advertise. Right, so let me show you where it is there so you know what I'm saying. So we're going to go back now. So if you click these three dots here, this particular three horizontal dots, you're going to see the same thing, promote and advertise right here is still the same thing, right? So if you want to enroll your book in KDP Select, let's just can also do it here. But that's not what we want to do. And what we want to run ad for is our paperback, right? So we're going to come here and we're going to click promote and advertise. And when this loads, we're going to see how we're going to proceed with the ad. So it says promote your book on Amazon, run an ad campaign, right? So what we want to do is we choose Amazon.com. Amazon.com is like an encompassing market. So when you go to a market like Sainsbury's here in the UK, they have Sainsbury's in all parts of the UK. But if you go online, you're going to see all their stock together online, right? That is how Amazon.com is. Amazon.com is like the central market for all the markets of Amazon. So we're going to click on Amazon.com and then we're going to click on create an ad campaign. So when we click on create an ad campaign, you click on agree and go to ads console. So this agree is that you are clicking to agree Amazon ads terms and conditions, right? So more like your Amazon ads agreement. You have to, if you want to read this, you can open this in a new tab and see what the agreement entails so that you know what you are signing. So this is all the agreements that you need to know about Amazon KDP. If you have the time and if you want to really know what you're going into, I suggest you read this. So you just go back and then click on agree and go to ads console. So ad console is like an ad dashboard where you can set up your ads for this particular book. So we have three types of ad. We have sponsored products, we have sponsored brands, and we have lock screen ads. So this sponsored products is what helps products uh, so it helps to promote products to shoppers actively searching with related keywords or viewing similar products on Amazon. So what this means is if you run a sponsored product, your book will show to people who are typing the keywords on your book or shopping for something related to your book. So let's say we are running campaign for our radios and jokes book. If somebody is actively searching for maybe dad jokes or mama jokes or riddles, something related to what we are publishing, Amazon is going to show this to those people, right? So if this is what we are going to run, this is the main ad campaign that you should be running for your book. For sponsored brands, is practically promoting your brand with minimum of three products using customized ads. So you see sometimes when you are browsing Amazon, you can see some products like together. Those three products that are together is for one brand. You can see that this one is for Jackville, just for example, that Amazon is showing here. So this product now is a sponsored brand product. So it's showing your brand and it's showing your brand's product. And lock screen ads is basically showing on people's Kindle readers, right? So it says plus screen ads are based on shoppers' interests and are shown when they unlock their Kindle e-readers to read or shop for books. So if you have a Kindle device, let me show you what the Kindle device looks like. So Kindle device. So if you browse for Kindle device and we go on images, so this is what it looks like, right? So this is what Kindle looks like. If somebody is using Kindle device and they unlock it and open the device to read books, Amazon is going to, it's just more like a pop-up ad, right? If you're using an Android phone or you're using an iPhone mostly blocks those type of ads. But if you're using an Android phone, so you notice that sometimes when you give some certain websites permission to give you pop-up ads and you open your phone, sometimes you see these pop-up ads on your phone. Or even when you scroll down your status bar, like your notification bar, you can see some type of ads on the notification bar. So this is the same thing as the lock screen ad. And I suggest and I strongly recommend that you keep running your products as sponsored products. So this is what we want. So if you want to see the highlights of things that you're going to do here is you're going to find your keywords, you're going to target keywords or target products, and then you can be able to measure your success. So you can click on continue so that you can see. I don't know if I'm fast or I'm sorry because I didn't want this video to be too long. If you're new to Amazon KDP ads, I advise you start with standard ad. So if you click on standard ads, the options are going to change. Now, if you come here, the ad group name. So if you click on this small I sign here, it's going to explain it to you. So it says there are ways to organize and manage ads within a campaign. So what I'm going to do in this particular place is I'm going to write the name of the book. I'm going to write um, riddles and jokes by Matt. And then I'll have the date and the time is around 12:07 here. It's around 12:09 actually here, but I think it's the time we started. So the products we are going to run this ad for, we're going to search either with the book title or with the book ASIN, the number code. You need to know or copy out the ASIN of your book to know which one is the Kindle and which one is the book in it. So we're choosing one product, and you can add multiple products if you want to, but we just want to run ads for this just one product. And for targeting, we're going to use manual targeting because manual targeting allows us, Amazon can also help us target keywords and products that are similar to what we have. But if you are new, I suggest you choose automatic targeting. It's just like if you're running a Facebook ad, they also have automatic targeting because they have algorithm that sees the content of your book, sees the description, sees the keywords, it sees the cover, and then pulls it together with what is related to it and what keywords are related to it. So when people are typing that same keywords, it is also showing your book in the same way. So if you choose manual targeting, you're going to see things like suggested, and then you can see enter list and upload file. So this suggested is when you want to do your keyword targeting yourself. So this bid is like how much do you think per click should cost you. And suggested bid is what Amazon thinks that is what should be suggested in your book category. So why you shouldn't be using this as a starter is because Amazon is going to be showing your book to other people who are advertising with that particular keywords, and this means that it's going to be more competitive. And more competitive in this term means more money. It could be taking so much money than you are making money. So the custom bid is where you can bid for each keyword without overriding your set bid for an amount, right? So you can choose how much each keyword should cost you. Then default bid is it just if you enter an amount, it can be taken higher or taken lower, just depends on how competitive the keyword is, right? So if you choose this default bid, it should be going for something between 20 cents to 55 cents. And just like the rule of thumb, if you are in the US or if you're in the UK or if you're in Nigeria or any other country, you see that most enterprises prices their products that you see like 0.99 or 0.55. They just use two numbers, right? So one of the strategies Amazon KDP shoppers or advertisers use, people who already know that, is to put numbers that are not common or something that people can actually start typing in all their computers when they're running for Amazon KDP ads. So what I can do is I can come here and I can type 54, right? So this 54 is one of the good amounts or good bits that you can actually put your books in. And now that you have your bits, you can choose to add these keywords or you can enter list. So this enter list will help me enter the keywords that I want to enter. And what I do is I browse for keywords. I use Publisher Rocket. So if I open Publisher Rocket and I search for the particular keywords that I'm looking for, I can export these keywords, copy the whole of those keywords, and paste it. So I'm going to do that now so you see me doing it. So when I open Publisher Rocket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this place. It says AMS Keyword Research. AMS simply means Amazon Marketing Services. So I'm going to click on AMS Research, Keyword Research, and then I'm going to switch this to book, and then I'm going to write readers, and then I click on Go Get Them Rocket, and it's going to populate the keyword research that I can use for ads. So when you search for this reduce, you're going to see a lot of keywords come up, and these keywords can be associated with other books. So if I search for this particular asset on Amazon KDP now, I'm going to see this particular book by this particular author on that particular platform. So this is how it works. So what I can do is I can export this list of keywords and put them in a CSV file. So once I save it, I can open it up. What I want to do is I want to take the keywords and populate it with my Amazon KDP keyword research. And there are, just like I said when we are doing keyword research, this is just a video to give you ideas of what to do. it is not limited to doing keyword research with Publisher Rocket. We can do Amazon KDP research on Amazon itself. We can use keyword dominator tools. There are a lot of tools out there, like I taught in my course. Utilize all those platforms and use it to your own advantage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'll go back to my ad and then I'll add these keywords here. I'm always going to advise you, make sure you add not less than 200 keywords. 200 keywords is like a benchmark for you. If you can add more, please add more, but do not add anything less than 200. Is for optimization, because the more keywords you have, the more good keywords you have, the more you have chances of somebody searching for that keyword. Or when somebody searches and clicks on the book and it's every other thing sells the book for them, it is what is going to have your book sell, right? So I don't know how many keywords. This is just for educational purposes, but if we count how many these keywords that we just put in is, just going to scroll down. I think it's around 106. So what I can do is I can bring out something like this particular keyword here, this number 95. I'll copy it. I'll go back to my Publisher Rocket. I'll click on New Search, and then I'll paste that keyword that I just took, and then I'll gather other keywords relating to that particular keyword. So you can see it's going to generate another set of keywords for that particular keyword that I just put in. So this is what you can do when you generate a number of keywords for your book. It could be that you don't know what else to search for. What you can do is you can group those keywords, divide it into five. So if it's 100 at that point, divide it into 20. That means five divisions, right? So what you can do is you write the topics. Just for example, let me give you a practical example. Come here and let's paste the keywords that we had before. This could take you a long time, but it's worth it, and it's something that will pay for your efforts when you start seeing sales for your book. So I'm going to paste the keywords we had here. You can do this in your WPS, you can do it in your Google Sheet. You can do it's better when done with Google Sheet. So let me do it in my Google Sheet. So I'm going to go back to my WPS Excel. Then what I will do is I'm going to delete these ones. I don't have any use for these ones. So I'm going to delete them. And then I'm going to separate these keywords like 2020. I'll copy this, I'll cut it actually, and I'll come here and I'll paste it, and then I'll copy this one, another 20, I'll cut it, I'll come here, I'll paste it, I'll look for the other 20, I'll copy this one, I'll cut it, I'll come here, I'll paste it, then the last set, I'll copy this one, I'll cut this one, I'll come here, I'll paste it. Then the last set, I'm going to copy this one. It's 106, right? Yeah, that's the last one. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to come here and then I'll paste it. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to know what is common. Let me just make sure that I give them space so that it can be readable. Here. Yeah, so I can see these books now. I can see these particular keywords now. I can look at these ones now. What is common amongst these ones? What is more rampant in these ones? I can say radio for kids, radio for kids. And then for this one, what is common here or what is unique aside from this ones here? I can just say like something like funny jokes, right? And then for this one, what is common for this one? I'm going to what is unique. I'm going to say challenging readers. And this one, what seems unique in this one, I'm going to say brain teasers. So now that you've written these things out, you now have what is common. I can say something like silly jokes. So now you've created another four types of head start for your keyword research. So I can come here now and copy these brain teasers, and then I'll go back to Publisher Rocket or any other tool that I'm using, and I'm going to click on New Search and select my book, and then I'll click on brain teasers. I'll just paste it, and then I'll say go get them rocket. So what this does is it populates another type of keyword research with that particular brain teasers. So you can see that it has populated another keyword listing for the brain teaser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this. When I say export this, I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to copy the keywords again just to make up for the other keywords. I'm going to copy this, then I'm going back to my Amazon KDP, going back to my Amazon KDP keyword research, and again I'm going to paste this, right? So now we have a lot of keywords, right? And I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one. So once you've added these keywords to the box, all you have to do is to click on add keywords, and it's going to add these keywords to the other side of the panel, and this is where you know that your keywords have been added. So you can actually change the default bid for each of these keywords. So we can see here how many keywords that we've added here. We've added 543. The max that you can add is 615. So you can download these reports. When you download this Amazon your keyword report, you can see and trim out the keywords if you pasted any of them two times, right? If you pasted any of them two times, you can get rid of that one. Like you can see this riddle for kids, riddle for kids, right? This one is phrase, this one is exact. They just want to give it different. Exact is like this is exactly what the person is typing, but phrase is this person typed one part of the keyword, right? So you can put these keywords like this. You can change the bits, but I advise you do something between 25 cents to 55 cents. So once you're done with the keywords, you can come to negative keyword targeting. So this negative keyword targeting is something that Amazon shouldn't show your book with if somebody is searching on it. So for example, let me remove this. So for example, I like to do exact negative. So I type something like free, and I come and type something like free ebook, and then I type something like free book, then I type something like free. So anybody that is looking for something free, I'm selling my stuff. So if somebody is looking for something free, my book is not something the person is looking for. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to add the keywords, right? And we are going to come down to campaign. So this campaign bidding strategy is basically how you want to pay for the clicks that you have on your ads, right? So we've chosen the keywords. So how do we want to pay? So number one, this first one is dynamic beats up and down. So dynamic beats up and down is they will raise your beats in real time. In real time is just as people are searching and the data is coming in, they will be changing your beats. So it's more likely to convert a sale. So they're going to be showing it to people that are more likely to buy your book, right? And lower it when they are less likely to be buyers. So if I go on Amazon KDP, Amazon knows the avatar for my book. So avatar simply means my market segments, people who are going to buy my book. So if this book is for like parents buying for their kids, Amazon already knows that this person is between the age of this to this. So if somebody like that types that type of keyword on Amazon KDP or on Amazon searching for books, Amazon is going to show this person, is going to increase the chances of my book showing so that the person can actually buy. Or if this is not within my market avatar, Amazon is going to reduce it because you know that this person is less likely to buy the book. So that is what dynamic bids up and down means. So dynamics down only means that they only lower it in real time when you ask me the likely to convert to a sale. So it's just like this one, but just minus the up. This one is already beaten down. So if you have a book, a keyword, if you're so if the bidding is high and somebody is searching and Amazon knows that this person is less likely to buy this book, they are going to lower the bid so the person doesn't cost us a lot of money. So fixed bids, fixed already explained itself. So they will use our exact bid and any manual adjustments that we've set and won't change any bids based on the likelihood of blah blah blah. So it's just like this. Fixed bits is going to be here, is going to be exactly this. So even if the person is less likely to buy, this is still going to be the price they will charge us. So whichever strategy you choose between these three is dependent on how comfortable you feel and how much money you have to spend. And this also how much you trust that your book is very valuable. So if I'm publishing this book now, most books, if I want to do advertising, I always choose something like Dynamics Picks Up and Down. So this picks up and down chooses it gives Amazon the power to know that okay, this is actually going to lead to a sale or this is not going to lead to a sale. So it determines that if this is going to be a sale, okay, let us put this up and then let my book appear more on this particular search. But if this is not going to lead to a sale, please lower my bid so I don't pay more to something that I will not end up selling. So if you're starting out, I suggest you put dynamic bids up and down, right? So it's going to increase it by a maximum of 100% in real time. So whichever bid that you raised is going to increase that up to maximum of 100%. So if you come to the settings, the campaign name, you can set this campaign name to the name of the book or the accent of the book, whichever way that is going to be easier for you to note this particular book. So I can write the name and then leave the date. I'm going to delete the time. And then this is when we want to start and end it. Today is the 15th of September 2023. And if you have an ending date, you can put an ending date. If you want to put if you don't want to put any ending date, if you want it to run concurrently until you pause it, you can actually uh, just leave it as no end date. So the country we are running is United States. What Amazon will do is they're going to suggest your daily budget depending on the things that you've set prior to this particular point. So, but you can still choose what you want to choose. So they said that we suggest a daily budget based on your bid amount and other settings. So it just depends on what you're comfortable in spending for a day. It depends on what you want to spend for a day. It doesn't, it just is just like a generative stuff. It doesn't tell you what to do. It just suggests that this is what looks like going to be like a daily good budget. So once you're done with all this, what you can do is launch your campaign. So now that you've said launch, it says congratulations, your ads launched successfully. Note your campaign is pending approval for our moderation team. Moderation can take up to 72 hours. We'll let you know when it has been approved. So this means that just like the book you publish, right? Your book is going to take like 24 to 72 hours before it's been approved. That is the same way this particular ad is still going to take. So you need to look at it. It's just like every other ad. If you're running a Facebook ad, they don't just approve it. If you're running a TikTok ad, nobody approves it immediately. If you're running a YouTube ad, nobody approves it immediately. It depends on if that ad is conforming to their ad terms and conditions and if your book is something that is worth running the ads for. So if they've looked at all these things and this is what they want, this is not bad for, and this is all good to go, you're going to get an email, or when you come to this, you're going to still see that your ad has been approved. So this is how to run an ad for your Amazon KDP.